Hi everyone, it's Matt Rard here and welcome to this week's Website for Sales Showcase. And today I've got Ben from Flipper. And Ben, you've got a really interesting looking website to show us today in a fascinating niche that you would never have thought of.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me, Matt. Great to be here again. Waterwelders.com.
Far out, like nice.
I don't know the first thing about water welding, but it exists and there's people out there who are excited for it. So this is a really, really great sort of content-based site that exists in this kind of highly specialized category, and it's doing
and as you were just telling me before we started the interview, when you're looking into the stats on it, you're pretty surprised at the amount of traffic in such an unusual niche.
Yeah, I'm fascinated. You know, I love really tight niches, as I've said before, just because it kind of becomes something you can really target very well through SEO. But a lot of times these tight targets, you know, they have minimal page views. This one's getting nearly 40,000 page views a month, 23,000 unique users on water welding.
So 40,000.
Are there that many water welders in the world?
It must be a big, maybe people are looking it up for a career or something like that. So in this niche, 40,000 visitors a month, who would have thought? I mean, we're in a worldwide market, I guess, but you know, someone's interested in water welding, and like, how much money does it make?
They're doing, according to this listing, $1,128 US dollars a month.
Nice one. And what's it currently for sale?
I mean, basically the highest price is going to win at this point.
Okay.
It's over the reserve. The reserve was 9,000, so whoever has the high price will win.
No, yeah. So it's currently it's at around that 9,000 mark so far, and it's making $1,000. And this is just a content site about water welding? What's the owner do to run this?
So that's what's actually kind of interesting on this one too. It is a content site about water welding, and I guess whatever goes into water welding. I'm sure there's hundreds of keywords that I wouldn't even know where to begin with. It mentions they have over 100 blog posts kind of within that niche. What's interesting is that, opposed to a lot of content sites that are either kind of making ad revenue or maybe they're affiliates through Amazon or something, they are making the majority of the money, I think almost 80% of their money, with lead generation to commercial diving companies, like construction, schools, things like that.
Yeah, so getting paid an affiliate commission for sending leads through to these commercial diving companies where these guys can presumably train in underwater welding.
Right. So I'm assuming a lot of these blog posts must be, how do I do this? How do I do that? Oh, maybe I should go to school.
So does the seller, it sounds like it's pretty straightforward to run actually. It's because, like you said, it's in such a tight niche. Does the seller tell us what he does each week? Like, is this minimal hours for the seller, do you reckon?
I think at this point it's minimal hours. I think it's kind of been grown at this point. I mean, it obviously takes some time to have 100 extremely expert quality blogs on such a bizarre topic that you'd obviously either know it yourself or have some very specific friends who can write that for you. But at this point, it kind of runs itself. I know what he's kind of mentioning that you can grow it is forming new relationships with other commercial diving schools, because he's only working with 2 or 3 right now. So just adding 2 or 3 more could really raise the potential there. And and on my side, when I see that they're only making 20% of their money from ad revenue, I think there's got to be some upside there if you know how to optimize that a little bit. And then of course you could add general affiliate sales to this. There's got to be water welding tools available on Amazon, things like that you can add into it.
Because if you've already got presumably this is a high-ranking site in such a tight niche with 40,000, you'd think there's opportunities to add in other products to sell. So this he's obviously done a great job setting the site up. He's got it ranking, and there's some good opportunities to sell. Does he say why he's selling? Because I noticed he sold before on Flipper, so he looks like a good seller.
I think he's actually, like a lot of people, looking to kind of grow another business.
Yep.
Sometimes it's, sometimes I see it all the time. People say, well, you're making $1,000 a month. Why would you get rid of this? And the answer is, well, I need $10,000 today to do something else. Yeah. So it's pretty common.
And so for someone that's interested in maybe buying this website, going a bit further, obviously we recommend you do due diligence on this website. What's kind of the next steps from your point of view?
Yeah, like always, either, use the comment section on the listing on Flippa, where everyone can kind of see what's going on. Also, cool thing on the comments is that once you're watching that listing or you make a comment, you're going to get an email notification anytime anyone else makes a comment. So you'll kind of stay in that whole kind of community conversation, or just start an actual private discussion with them. Say, hey, tell them why you love the site and ask them what's going on.
Cool.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in this one, you need to have an account with Flippa, get in touch with the guys at Flippa, and we'll put a link to the actual URL for this listing below this article as well. So you can just jump in there and have a look at it. Thanks so much, Ben. Awesome site to showcase. Fascinating one.
Yeah, very fascinating. Thanks, Matt.
Cool.